Technology Transfer Act, and the fact that Nepal has lowered the minimum threshold limit, which it had increased earlier for FDI. And also, we do appreciate a recent decision about enforcing an automated system for foreign direct investment, intending to facilitate foreign investors. The European Union has now become one of the largest economies, together with the US and China, a global political and economic player, and a staunch supporter of the multilateral system. The growing complexity and globalization of supply chains renders it increasingly important to promote the application of high human rights and sustainability standards in EU countries and around the world. In her 2021 State of the Union address to the European Parliament, the President of the European Commission, Ursula von der Leyen, declared, "Doing business around the world, global trade, all that is good and necessary, but this can never be done at the expense of people's dignity and freedom. Human rights are not for sale at any price." And in line with this, the European Union is a global leader on responsible business conduct and the frontrunner in implementing the UN Guiding Principles on Business and Human Rights, the first globally agreed standard to prevent, address, and remedy negative effects on human rights caused by business activities. Another concern for us is the participation of women in the economy. As long as only 1/4 of women participate in the labor force, or even worse, work in the informal sector, Nepal will miss many opportunities to make the graduation sustainable, make full use of its economic value chains, and provide equal opportunities as per the Constitution. I thank you for your attention.
EU has always remained friendly, cordial, and cooperative based on mutual understanding, support, and cooperation in the fields of economy, trade, humanitarian, and development issues here in Nepal. Thank you, Her Excellency, for such a positive remarks on today's August gathering. Moving further, ladies and gentlemen, may I take this pleasure in requesting Mr. Kumar Salim, Advisor to Asia Pacific, Vice President IFC, the World Bank Group, for his fabulous remarks, I guess.
Thank you so much. It's a difficult act to follow after such eloquent speakers have already spoken. So thank you so much. And I'd like to start by, first of all, thanking Honorable Prime Minister, Mr. Pushpa Kumar Dahal. Also, Minister of Finance, Mr. Prakash Sharan Mahat. Minister of Industry, Commerce and Supplies, Mr. Ramesh Rajal. Governor of the Nepal Rashtra Bank, Mr. Maha Prasad Adhikari. Senior government officials, distinguished dignitaries and representatives of multilateral and bilateral organizations, CEOs of financial institutions, distinguished business personalities and entrepreneurs, ladies and gentlemen. It's a pleasure, it's an honor, it's a privilege to be here amongst you today at this Nepal Business Summit 2023. I'd like to begin by congratulating the Nepal government, the Nepal Business Institute, and CBFIN for jointly organizing this high-profile event, which brings together leaders from Nepal and beyond to discuss the government's policies, programs, strategies, aspirations, and the private sector and the business, international business market for the future roadmap of Nepal. On behalf of IFC, the World Bank Group, I'd like to reiterate our strong commitment to this beautiful country of Mount Everest and Lord Buddha. Nepal presents unique opportunities in multiple areas such as micro, small, and medium enterprises, agriculture, infrastructure, manufacturing. We'd like to assure that our support is there to the government and the private sector in all of these areas of focus. Nepal is also on a very interesting path to economic development, and we are proud to be part of this journey. Small and medium enterprises, an area I've championed, especially in my previous roles, having led global SME finance and worked across over 100 markets, is an area I feel offers tremendous opportunities and offers trajectories for growth for the Nepal economy. Especially in developing countries, I think MSMEs play a very, very important role. They account for the majority of the businesses worldwide and are essential contributors to job creation and global economic development. Formal MSMEs contribute up to 40% of GDP in emerging markets. These numbers are significantly higher when you count in the informal economy. However, access to finance presents a key constraint for MSMEs and is the second most obstacle facing MSMEs to grow their business in emerging markets and in developing countries. With growing reach of banks and financial institutions through both brick and mortar structures and digital infrastructures, we strongly believe that in Nepal, the outreach will improve and more unbanked individuals and firms will become part of the mainstream financial institutions. We must commend the Nepal government for organizing financial inclusion and recognizing it as a key pillar of national economic growth under its financial sector development strategy. I'd like to also laud the Nepal government and the central bank for creating opportunities for financial infrastructure and the overall economic well-being of the country. A key area of the IFC's work is to improve SME access to finance and find innovative solutions to unlock the sources of capital. Our approach is holistic. We combine the technical assistance with investment services to make SMEs an integral part of the economy, including underserved segments, especially women and MSMEs. Leveraging our expertise, we work globally with public stakeholders and private sector intermediaries, and in the SME space, in partnership with other multilateral and bilateral development organizations to support MSME finance development in emerging markets and in developing economies. We must accept that the new approaches to MSME financing are emerging in the world, and we must take note of that, and Nepal will be no exception. We are seeing data-driven lending, digital platforms, bank fintech partnerships, combination of tech and human interactions, green SME finance, green and sustainable supply chain finance are new approaches that are emerging, and already we are seeing noteworthy innovations in the world around these areas. Nepal also presents a great opportunity in these areas due to its widespread banking system, smartphones, and internet penetration. IFC will be happy to support Nepal in every possible way in ensuring the country is able to take benefit from these evolutions. To build on its kind of alternate model of MSME finance, Nepal needs to ensure that the basic credit policy infrastructure is in place. Such policy infrastructures lay the foundation of MSME finance, and there's a need to prioritize these actions. IFC is pleased to continue its ongoing support to the government of Nepal to carry necessary reforms in the areas of credit reporting and secured transaction regimes to strengthen the creditor rights and the depth of credit information. Nepal's financial sector has proven to be resilient and has bounced back several times despite earthquakes, COVID, and global political supply chain disruptions. There are ample reasons for us to believe that the Nepal holds a unique capacity to weather challenges that may come in its path to economic prosperity. We strongly believe that IFC's support to financial institutions in Nepal will contribute to strengthening the small business ecosystem, creating jobs, and revving up the economy. IFC has a multi-million-dollar strategy on SME finance in Nepal, focused on SME lending, designed to reach over 30,000 MSMEs by 2024. This also builds on IFC's ongoing work with Nepal Rashtra Bank and the Ministry of Finance to help SMEs improve regulatory framework. Nepal is a priority country for IFC, with focus on inclusive and sustainable growth, including energy and infrastructure development and helping deal with the impact of COVID-19 pandemic. IFC has been investing in Nepal since 1975, creating opportunities where it is needed the most. IFC's outstanding committed portfolio in Nepal is about $600 million. On behalf of IFC team, I take this opportunity to thank Nepal government, Nepal Rashtra Bank, financial intermediaries, and the business community for your commitment and partnership. As we look to the future, it is important to acknowledge that challenges will continue to arise. However, we are confident that with the right strategies, policies, and partnerships in place, Nepal will achieve its full potential and become a thriving economic powerhouse in the region. In closing, I'd like to reiterate IFC's strong commitment once again to Nepal and its people. We believe in the tremendous potential this country has to offer, and we are dedicated to supporting the efforts towards inclusive and sustainable growth. We look forward to continued collaboration with Nepal government, private sector, and other development partners in realizing Nepal's aspirations for a prosperous future. Thank you very much.
IFC, the World Bank Group, advances economic development and improves the level of people by increasing the growth of the private sectors in developing countries like Nepal. Thank you very much, Mr. Kumar Salim, for the insightful remarks on behalf of IFC, the World Bank Group. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for the keynote remarks now on the Nepal Business Summit 2023 with the theme of current economic challenges and roadmap for shared prosperity. May I now request Honorable Binod Chaudhary, member of the House of Representatives, for his keynote remarks.
नेपाल बिजनेस समिट 2023 का प्रमुख अतिथि सम्माननीय प्रधानमंत्री पुष्पकमल दाहाल प्रचण्डज्यू, एक्सेलेंसी एम्बेसडर यूरोपियन यूनियन, सीबीफिन का अध्यक्ष पवन गोल्यानज्यू, नेपाल बिजनेस इंस्टीट्यूट का अध्यक्ष विशाल गैरेज्यू, निजी क्षेत्र का थुप्रै विशिष्ट महानुभावहरू, मेरा मित्र वर्ल्ड बैंक का फारिसज्यू, योग सचिव मधुमता सिंहज्यू, मलाई आज पवन गोल्यानजीले अलि अप्ठ्यारोमै पार्दिनु। तपाईले कीनोट एड्रेस दिनुपर्छ, त्यो पनि तपाईहरुको पोलिटिकल पार्टीले भिड जम्मा गर्दाखेरि बस पठाएर ट्रक पठाएर आएको क्राउड हैन, पैसा तिरेर आएर आउने क्राउड 200 भन्दा बढ्ता चाहिँ युवाहरू तपाईहरुको कुरा सुन्नका लागि चाहिँ यहाँ रेजिस्ट्रेसन गरे।